Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. On the Colts sideline, that's head coach Shane Steichen. His side running out of time for a turnaround after this 1-5 start to the season. Facing off with him, and his head coach John Harbaugh of the Ravens. His guys with a crowd at their back. With my buddy Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. This is Rigoberto Sanchez to get us started. And we're off on EA Sports. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out now in his 9th NFL season.
You know, Kate, sometimes they say great quarterbacks are like great point guards. And much like we measure point guards in basketball with the assist-to-turnover ratio, and you love a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio that will win you ball games, same with quarterback. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, big old win last week.
That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. First and 10, he keeps it on the option. And keeping the zone read costs him. He takes a hit, loses some yards, too. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Finds a man right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. And they get this down to the 28. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Fires right away, but incomplete. 2nd and 10, so at the 28.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Still sticking with the passing game. Brought in close to the 8. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And it's step 1 towards a goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
Kid, all the data lately has taught us really clearly. Sacks, negative yardage plays. They not only just destroy that play, they destroy drives. Well done, defense.
Quarterback run here. The defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
3rd and long for him here. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6. Defenses are fine with surrendering that completion if it means making a stop short like they did and bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, I like when these defense coordinators say they want to populate the ball. And that was a perfect example of it. Don't let the playmaker get started.
Oops, knocks it through. And our game starts with a field goal on the opening drive.
All in all, Kate, I call that a good start. Offense established himself, moved the ball, and the kicker able to give him a lead.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Here's White on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. but just the one touchdown. I'm curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
He's going to be stopped right around the 37. He'll gain 11 on that play. And it'll be first down, Colts. We've set it down from the 37. Going to the ground again on first. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up second down.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
Throwing now off the play action. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. Let's see how that last incompletion affects this third down call. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Colts first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On the counter, it's Taylor. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3. After the 3-yard pickup, it's second and 7. He's dropping back to throw. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10.
That's another Colts first down.
Here's Taylor from the pistol. Great work there to evade the tackle, but the rest of the run, pretty forgettable. No gain there. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10.
Brings up second and 10.
They go again with Taylor. Not much space available there. Maybe 2, and that brings up third down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal game, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Yeah, and I'm just going to assume, Brock, we're going to see a more aggressive defense here after the amount of points these guys gave up last week.
Yeah, that performance was not up to standard, but this looks a whole lot more like an attacking the pass, not just playing the defense, but go knock the ball away. Kid, that's pretty cool. Pretty big kick for him. Actually, a new season long. And when you do that, guess what happens? You're going to get called upon from that distance yet again.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Ravens and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And it's not just a blip for him this year. He's been one of their go-to scorers on the ground as we get through the heart of this season, leading all quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. Throwing from the gun. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
And if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Well, it's 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Throw left side, complete. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field. Offense is set. This is second and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 47-yard line.
Rolling back, gets the handoff. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what...
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's second down.
At the 25-yard line.
They're throwing it. Short pass brought in. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Complete.
Seventh play of the drive. They've been moving it well. This is 3rd and 6.
Brings up
They'll throw, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
incomplete.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So they're left with 4th down here. Tyler Loop after the Ravens to attempt this field goal. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Loop knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's White on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Colts with their offense out, their second drive coming up. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Indianapolis bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. We've set it down from 37.
1st and 10 at the 37.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. We're through one, and for any kicking fans out there, this game has been for you. It's the Ravens flying to an early lead. Back to the bank in just a moment. Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. That one finds Josh Downs. And this one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
That's another Colts 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. They're going play action. Looking to his fullback now. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2nd and 3 now.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd.
Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. It's inside the 10. And they're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Colts 1st down. 1st and goal, Indianapolis.
Taylor runs it in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts take a second quarter lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts take a 4-point lead.
Colts 10, Ravens 6.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. The Ravens headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. They'll throw to begin this drive. It is caught left side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36.
He keeps this one himself, and he gives himself up after a short gain. Pickup of 2 here, and that's good for a Ravens 1st down. New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Working now from the gun. Flush out. And before he can get rid of it, he runs out of bounds. Could have just tossed it incomplete, Brock, but instead takes the sack and a big loss. Here he goes, 3rd and long. The catch is made near the edge. Oh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. So 4th down, on heads, Braden Mann for the punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. They go play action on 1st down. Jump off, caught by his back. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. We've set it downs for him from the 31.
That's good for a Colts. 1st down.
1st and 10. He keeps it on the option. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Completed to his running back. They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. And they're going to throw out of the gun. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
They'll work against the blitz. Hits his running back. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
19 yards. That's another Colts. 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
Going with the screen to Taylor. Escapes the defender. Delivers another move. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
That's another Colts. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Quick throw is caught. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Sticking to the air here. It's going to be caught by his back. Taylor. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're in the 1st and goal.
That's good for the Colts. 1st down.
Back now, pressure coming. He's got it. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts now lead by 10. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Colts drive their lead to 11.
17. Ravens 6.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Trying to throw this from the gun. He's running with it, and he's tackled for no gain.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Great man on the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Shane Steichen getting his Colts offense ready to go for a new series. And they came in on a rough stretch, 4 straight losses. But things looking better now as they've got this lead. Nice game left side. And what a big play that was on 1st down. But we also have a flag. This might be coming back. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back.
Still 1st down.
Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
Gun snap, they'll throw. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. 12 yards on that play and a good call nets him the first.
And the Colts, 1st down.
Taylor now up the middle. Rob flat, 1st down, he ran. No gain on that 1st down run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun here. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. 3rd and long for him here. Getting out to his left. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Tyler Bass on now for the field goal try. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. Bass's kick is good, and that extends their lead to 14.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Ravens taking over now on offense. Minimal time remaining in the half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range. There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. Throwing now on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Complete.
2nd and 3 now.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
Back to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd.
48-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds after it looks like about a yard there. 2nd down coming up. He's going to throw it again. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. So 1st down from the 41.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They are throwing it again. this tight end. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. 5 still to go here. This is second down. Throwing it again here. And that's incomplete. 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
Tyler Luke on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that gets him back to within 11.
And with those 3 points, you just dig yourself out of a little bit of a hole. You know, coming out of halftime, you've got to firmly be in comeback mode.
So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
At their own 35-yard line.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So a 2-score game here at the break. Some work to be done as we get ready for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Scott
Our
Hansen.
trip through the NFL starts now at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. It's the Saints at home to take on the Chicago Bears. And this is the running back. A deep shot downfield, and he's right there to look it in, and they're not gonna get him. And when it's all said and done, that's an 80-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Saints win this one by 11. Next up, Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Let's check in on the Jaguars as they host the Tennessee Titans. And this is the Titans quarterback. He's got a couple of touchdown passes in this first half, including this one. The Titans out in front, trying to win this one on the road. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers hosting the New England Patriots. And here's the home team's running back. He'll take this one in from 2 yards out. The Packers lead it by a couple of touchdowns at the half. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Brings in the kick at the 9. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. Shane Steichen getting his Colts offense ready to go for a new series. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set. 1st and 10. Starting the third with Taylor. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. Winning there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Taylor again. Pop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
This underneath to Taylor. And this one doesn't go far.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Colts going to kick this away now on 4th, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. And it'll bounce out of bounds, and he could not have hit this much better. That's going to pin him at their own 5-yard line. The Ravens are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you can see with the stats there, such a weapon for this offense to utilize week in and week out. Sending him on the dive. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That run right there, that kind of feels like your missed opportunity defensively. Got him backed up, and you played it well enough to contain the run, but you didn't play it well enough to damage the run.
Back to throw now. Now here he goes. He dodged the tackle, and they're going to force him out just before he can get to the 35. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll run it from the gun. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Charvarius Ward brings him down.
Charvarius Ward on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
He'll look to throw. Catch made over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Colts in the nickel set on 3rd.
It's a gain of 5.
Trying to get it with the option. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st and 10 now from the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Moving back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's got a gain of 6 there. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Back to the well again. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Complete over the middle. He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 25.
Back to throw. He smartly won't risk anything here. Just chucks this away. Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. They'll try and run this. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
From the gun on 3rd down. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And they make the stop after giving him 6 yards. Good run on 1st. It's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 5-yard.
Looking to throw here. Setting up the screen. Shoves one away. And the gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face 3rd down. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Well, these are the moments that I just live for up in the booth, man. What are you going to do as a play caller? You're going to go for it now? You're going to try to slam it in? Well, if so, you better get a whole lot more movement than he did right there.
All right, looks like this is the moment they're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th. The handoff off the guts. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Ravens start the second half with some needed points. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you. and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
No stranger to this in his career, Brock. John Harbaugh wants his offense to tack on 2 more. And they get the 2-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now.
Ravens 17.
Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there. Get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. Start on the ground. Taylor. And the drive starts out small. Just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffled around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Working now from the gun. Gets him on the end route. He's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard
He'll call his own number. Only able to get back to the line on that 1st down play, so no gain.
Boy, is it tough to fool this defense with how well they read and react to these plays. Held the line, and the QB keeper gets nothing.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Setting up to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's 16 yards on that play. And it'll be 1st down Colts.
1st down. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Indianapolis.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On the draw, this is Taylor. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Colts who hold the lead. Not a big one, though. Trying to carry this one through the final whistle. Second down now. They need 7. He's going to throw this one. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Finds the in route complete. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
6. And the Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now a toss play. Taylor trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down.
The difficult part is not tracking him out there. Almost every corner in the league's got the speed to do that. What separates him from others is the physical. Can he avoid getting tied up in the block? And then can he deliver that blow for a loss?
Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Incomplete.
They need a good chunk here, at least 14 yards to pick up this 1st down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Making the call himself. Has room into the secondary. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Not by much. You got it. That's all that matters. sets him up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and goal, here's Taylor. And they keep him out of the end zone. Can't even get beyond the line. Touchdown denied.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come. What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd down from the gun. And he's going to score a touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts make it a 9-point advantage. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
And the kick is good, and we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. We see the Ravens making their way out now. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. The shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Throwing now off the play action. He puts some air under it deep down the left. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens make it a 4-point game here in the 4th.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal, to tie this game in the 4th.
Ravens 24.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Colts ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 32-yard line.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. He takes off with it. Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throw here, 3rd down. Ravens get him. Down he goes. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
He has it at the 33. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll give it to him inside. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. He's going to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And a stop is made at the 32, so give him almost enough for a new set of downs.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Here he is on 3rd and short. He has the first over the middle. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Run here from the gun. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Short pass brought in. And this is going to get him right up near that first down, but he's marked short after a gain of 7, 3rd down. And down to the back. He's fighting all he can, but won't get that final yard. They're going to have 4th down coming up.
18-yard line. A gain of 1. That's 4th down and less than a yard.
Here's Tyler Loop in a high-pressure spot. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash.
35-yard attempt.
Kicked well, and this is good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you're looking for on the call sheet.
Here's White on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Colts file out into formation. Here comes 1st and 10. First play is a design run. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
That's the kind of yardage. It's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now, 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Finds him over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd.
He'll throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Colts with a little more work to do to win it here. First down from the 42. Pass play now. Check it down to Taylor. And he'll get it up to the 44. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Setting up to pass. Throw right side finds Pittman. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
He'll look to throw it. Catch made by Schoonmaker. And hey, if you can't prevent the catch, bro, you can at least prevent a gain after it, right? So they make the quick stop at the 31. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. New set of downs for them from the 31.
First down, Colts.
Man in motion, out of the slot. Here he is to throw. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down. Inside 90 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10. Right side, this is wheeled in by Warren. And he's out of bounds, so it's going to be 3rd down and maybe their last snap before trying a potential game winner.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Now to throw. Going with the screen to Taylor. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Ravens' 6-yard line.
Keeps it on the option here. He's going to be driven backwards. Looks like he's at the 8. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming, so managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just...
And that's a catch. It's a touchdown. They've got the lead in the final minute. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Returning it from the 4. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. Baltimore running its offense out now. And they're taking the field knowing that they need a touchdown here, Brock. More pressure on them now than they've had any drive so far this game.
Well, our colleague, Charles Davis, has a line for a spot just like this. Pressure, it can burst pipes, but can also create diamonds. Let's see what the outcome of this pressure is going to be.
Throwing the average complete. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And he stops the clock here. 23 seconds to go with the spike. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They're going to try and throw it here. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Makai Blackman on the coverage.
Throwing now. That one's complete, right side. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 32.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They are throwing it again. Oh no, the ball is loose! And they jump on top of it. Ooh, a clutch recovery to clean up the mistake this late in the game. So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. Man, they were facing a top-5 defense this week, Brock, but they made them look anything but. What a great performance to get this win.
Yeah, you could come in, Kate, with this awe and mystique of, gosh, we're facing one of the best defenses in the league, but as soon as you get those first points, you realize, you know what? They're mortal just like the rest of us, and they took the fight right to them.
So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Baltimore.